All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to a Global Lab patch notes reading for May 8th today. So I heard there's some big news and some balance changes, so we're going to be reading that together. It's translated from Korean to English. I'll try to make it make sense, and if you want to read it yourself, I'll just leave a link in the description. So anyway, if you don't know, Global Lab notes come to the live servers the following week, and it's always interesting to see what's changing. All right, let's see. Awakening Warrior has been adjusted to fit the Berserker concept, allowing him to withstand attacks and deal AoE damage more effectively the more aggressively he plays. That's cool. I thought warriors were, supposed to be more on the tankier side. If you've ever fought a warrior, their Q block is extremely strong. So how they balance like an infinite damage shield versus fat damage, let's see. Basically, flowing is better with these skills. That's good. Range has been increased. The condition for number of targets receiving the effect has been 139 to 115. I see. The buff of reducing all damage by plus 20, so plus 20 DR, based on the number of nearby enemies, is identical to plus 20 all damage reduction, has been removed. So more targets, less plus DR. I think that's a good, that's fair trade-off. The effect has been added, which restores health. Yeah, a lot of classes I've been seeing have had HP recovery on various skills. I have said this in multiple patch notes that I think that HP recovery should be percentage based for all classes across the board. That way it'll be a lot easier just going forward in the future. That will, scale a lot better based on your health. And that's also a different play style for people who want to just stack those HP crystals. I've had a lot of questions of people asking me, are those bitterness crystals that give plus DR and evasion better than the glorious HP ones? And I think the answer is no, but if we had percentage HP, it might actually be competitive. So we'll see in the future. Knockdown effect has been changed to apply only to monsters. That's kind of sad, actually. I remember using that, and then you would think it would be more for PvP. Frontal guard has been added. I understand why they're doing it, but I think most people would rather have a knockdown instead of frontal guard. But I guess it depends on what you're doing. Frontal guard after change to knockdown. Oh, so like the base skill and then the higher level one has been changed. Okay, so ultimately nothing happens if you're like already max skill points. Everything is going on, so sure. Wait, is that bond? Does this mean the Rabam or just like the max level skill? Either way, weird change, because that literally goes like, it's like the opposite of what's happening. Drakania. Awakening Drakania applies strong pressure through single target CC for having fewer defensive effects, while the Dragon Blood has more defensive. Okay, so like, how Drakania has two forms? One is more single target CC, the other one is more defensive and AoEs. I think that's a fair trade-off, but depending on if they do that right. Stamina consumption changed from 400 to 250. That's a buff. Distance will no longer decrease even during cooldown. Good. Cooldown reduction from 4 to 2 seconds. Huge. Frontal guard has been added. Better than not having it. Frontal guard has been added. Good. Before it was a frontal, after the super armor. Actually good. Frontal to super armor. Nice. Defense judgment has been changed from invincibility while moving to invincibility while using skills. Very good change to super armor. Okay, so it went from invincibility while moving and then to unprotected. Then invincibility while using skills to super armor. I believe that's a good change. Down attack has been added. PvP across the board buff. Drakania got a very good buff or balance upgrade this week. Very nice. I think Quindia would be very happy. Seraph. Oh dear. Every time I see Seraph changes, I'm like, they are very strong in AOS right now. And, you know, because it's the newest class, people, I think, don't really know how to fight them or PvP against them as well. So let's see what's changing. I think these are not English names for these skills, but I know them by picture. Anyway, 6 seconds cooldown has been added. Let's see. When using the Vanguard Pursuit, additionally, through the effect of Bold Will, at the speed of which a character rotates, has been reduced. I think that's a good change, actually. Not sure about that cooldown. The effect of increasing movement speed by 15% for 5 seconds has been removed. I don't think this is like too big of a nerf because Drakania movement speed is very good just in general. Travel distance has been decreased. Deserved, actually, as much as we all hate to see it. Deserved. Operation time increased by 1.72. Reduced travel distance, kind of the same as this one. And increased the cast. Operation time is cast, right? Or like how long the effect lasts. Knockback has been removed. Applies only to adventures, so PvP has been removed. Knockback is a good CC, but not the best one. So I think that's probably okay. Super armor on upward cut, good. Horizon cut. Knockdown on first and second. Knockdown on 2 successful hits, so you have to hit both of them. I think that feels like a nerf, but I don't know the class well enough. Down smash removed. The following skills have an HP recovery. Once again, percentage base would fix this problem instead of having to think about it. Just a buff across the board. Camera rotation and flow is smoother. Good. Change from super armor during skill to forward guard to super armor. Okay, so when you're using the skill, you previously, or I guess currently, you have super armor then using. After the change is forward guard while using into a super armor. It seems like a good change, actually. Like, you open with the forward guard when you're using it, and then super during the usage, which probably is good. Super armor to forward guard during skill usage, same thing as before. Dude, there are some classes that are like permanently protected, and those are the ones that would just go like chaining CCs. Oh boy. So good for the class. Bad for people who are trying to fight against it. Super armor during skill usage to invincibility during skill usage to super armor. So did they get rid of invincibility? or just straight up super armor. Either way, I think this does not seem good, but in practice, chances are it's probably not too bad. It's like going to be one of those very niche situations where like it would actually be bad effective. Damage increased overall. Very good. I don't know. This class, Seraph just feels like it's more protected in general. Damage, fine. Guide to classification, modifications to grabbing. Grappling is like grabs. Range grab, melee grab. Types of catches. So I play a Dark Knight. I've never played a grab class like for that long. So we shall see. Let's read about it. Nova Corsair. Grab time. Slightly better. Grab hitbox range has been reduced. For Seraph, Guardian, grab hitbox increased for Kunos and ninjas. Oh boy. If you get grabbed by a Kuno and ninja, you just kind of die. Like Kunos and ninjas are very strong in PvP right now. Admittedly, high skill, but they are very strong. I think they're, as far as I've heard some of the top AOS players and PvPers, they said it's basically if you get caught, it's just a one shot. So basically, highest single target damage, high skill ceiling. Fixed an issue where the pre-action time was applied 0.11 seconds longer than intended. How do you test that? Like, how does Pearl Abyss test down to the 0.11 seconds? Interesting. Anyway, yeah, grabs have been like reduced timer, hitbox changes, all the stuff Dark Knight doesn't have, so I don't know how to look at or like correctly check that. New treasure item. This one is for gatherers. The first time a rare treasure item has come out for life skilling and gathering in particular. We heard about this in the Calpheon Ball like 5 months ago. We knew a treasure item was going to come out. We just never knew when. 5 months later, here we are. So basically what this does is you gather with all like 6 different gathering tools. You get a piece, and then after that, I believe you put it into your tent and it allows you to travel back to your house. All right. Many adventurers are exchanging fairy breath, the byproduct, for gathering for sharps. Yes, because that is the most effective thing and the most value. There was no other option. And so this was the only exchange you should have been doing. The system will be improved to allow fairy's breath to be exchanged for a wider variety of uses besides sharps. I'm glad it took them so long to realize that, but I mean, I'm glad they're making a change. This item can no longer be exchanged for sharps. The quantity of sharps have been increased through gathering, has been significantly increased. We're going to have to see how this is affected, because if we go over here, I'm Guru 46 gathering. I do a lot of testing with various bots. I will test this for you, and we'll see how that goes next week. So I have multiple videos talking about my favorite gathering spots, and like what is the best thing to gather for every single tool, and what you should do. So we'll be testing that next week, and yeah, so interesting change. All right, so let's see. What I just told you was each kind of gathering you get from all this. These items, wait, hold on. Materials have been added to be obtainable through gathering. Materials can be processed into higher tier materials, and finally you can craft a star by combining 6 higher tier materials. Well, these items can be traded through the central market, I believe. Maximum price of 3 million. When selling to a shop, you can get 1. Oh, so assuming, since this has a silver value and they're able to be traded, I assume it's like a one-time use. Like you kind of have to get another one every time. I'm not 100% sure. So hedgehogs and other life skill pets affect it. You obtain a large amount of collected materials through minigames. So wait, hold on. Okay, so it is a rare one-time item, but you just have to collect like 1,000 of them. Essence of Nature. If you're a life skiller, these are extremely easy to get. Don't worry about it. Don't panic by them. If you gather at all, this is like a couple hour activity. You're going to spend more time gathering the fragments of everything. What do I think is going to be the hardest one to get? Probably mining, to be honest. Mining and tanning are probably going to be the hardest ones, just because there are less good spots for all those. Assuming they come from any mobs in general. So for herb gathering, literally everywhere. Bear is probably the best spot for herb gathering. Timber, literally any place with trees, probably also down by bear. I guess anywhere. Comasylvia is also a good one. Dregan, decent. Down in Serendia, also decent. Same with Sap Collection. Mining, it's going to be Pilgrim's Haven. Butchering, Balanos, most likely. Balanos, like Bear, pretty much answers the question for all these. And then tanning is probably Madaya. So if I had to guess. So let's see. Combine 1,000 of these and to get your treasure item. And then it's a 30-minute cooldown, I believe. Put it into your tent. Yeah. Either way, like the fact that you can sell these onto the market, like this has a silver exchange and you just need 1,000 of them. Let's see, 3 million. It's probably like 30 billion. So like this entire thing is probably no more than 200 billion. So for a treasure item, I think the time limit, that like the time it takes you to get it, is actually fair and reasonable for a treasure item. From my experience getting the other treasure items, Archaeologist map took me about 50-ish hours total, which I would consider very lucky. Telescope was about 150. Compass was over 600 hours. And Rich Merchant Ring took me, I feel like I got lucky with the Merchant Ring, but like probably around 500 total for all the pieces. So this one, if I were to guess, considering you can buy the items directly, I would say probably a 200-hour activity. If assuming you have the hedgehog and you are running the Green Thumb minigame, chances are this is about 200 hours average, but that's just a wild guess. Or you can spend 0 and just buy them, assuming like you're watching this or you see this like a year from now and you're like, oh, how do I get it? It's probably not too bad. I wouldn't panic about it. It really just returns you to your house to use a house buff. It's not like, an archaeologist map, but I mean, archaeologist map probably, functionally is the same. Either way, it's a nice thing to go for. I will be going for it because I like gathering. All right, so you get 1 to 2 probability. Wait, hold on. Giving. So Trace of Nature buffed. Sharp acquisition increased by 669%. Dude, if I were to go an hour of gathering with like max energy, which is 750 for me, I think I get around, I don't know, probably around like 400 sharps an hour. Maybe more depending on RNG, but if they're increasing it by that, if you can get multiple hundreds an hour, that's generally good enough. Sharps through sap gathering increased by about 1300%. Tanning, I wouldn't really go for sharps by tanning, but the fact that they're increased is good. Blood collection, I think sap gathering has always been a very solid source of money, especially for alchemists. Gathering meats by 1300 for sharps, always good. Mining, generally, I don't really do rock gathering and mining as much. Bloods and saps, 700. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a reasonable number, to be honest. Okay, so what are they changing this to instead of sharps? Wild grass, trace and fruits of nature, contribution. I think the best thing people should go for is probably fruit of nature. That is always one that people use. Fruits and traces are very high value, but also, gather XP is always nice. But if you want money, I'm pretty sure fruit is the way to go. Contribution and stuff is probably that. I don't know. It really just depends. What do I need that week is what I pick. But one of these two, fruits and traces, are generally the way to go. If you need contribution, do alchemy, farming, cooking, and fishing. Descriptions of thingies have been changed. Very cool. Loot changed from Adania rock elephants. This is hunting, right? Oh no, just regular gathering. Okay. Conquest Siege UI has been changed. World map feature, you can view results by crafting. So you guys want to, if you guys have ever gotten confused in game about how to go about finding something, here, let me show you. You hit F2, you hit crafting notes, and then you search for the item you wanna look for. Next question. New emotes. It's kind of cute. With this feature enable, along with chat window. All right, bug fixes, changes, revisions. It has been modified so when a character exits and re-enters Altar of Blood while in a dead state, the character enters in the dead state. Just don't die. No, I'm just kidding. Phenomenon where you are moved to the center when approaching the Ron's Mirror in the 6th vision of the Altar of Blood has been fixed. I see. More visibility. Duoxini boss for the Will-O-Wisps. I see. Quest conditions for catching fish could be completed through other activities other than fishing. Like what? Actually, somehow someone found an issue and it got fixed. Anyway, decent change across the board. I think the 3 class balance changes were good. The grab changes, I've never played a class for that long that has a grab. Like, I know how they work, obviously, but I main a Dark Knight, never had a grab, so literally does not affect me. New gathering treasure item, we'll be testing that next week for sure. And I'm glad you could just buy them because if eventually people they're just going to sit on the market. It might be a couple of months because everyone wants it, obviously. I think what this will do is it's going to affect like house items. You know how people go to the house to buff, like get the plus 15 AP? That's literally what it's for. So you can use housing furniture items when you forget to do that before. So that's basically the only effect of it. Like, why else are you doing it? Because you can traveler's map, archaeologist map, telescope. Getting from point A to B has never really been hard. It's just to buff yourself. So, I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, it's just something for gatherers to get over time. I have an estimate of probably around 200 hours, but that's, if I were to guess from all of these numbers, that's how much I think it would be. But we shall see. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Would love to see you guys come back. We got a bunch of stuff coming out next week, obviously, that we just read, and other stuff that I had planned in the future. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.